This is Knuckles issue number 2. There's a giant dune sandworm in the background, so let's see what happens in this exciting issue. Silent with great reluctance presents his friendly nemesis Knuckles and the echidna's reluctant traveling companion Archimedes as they confront a menace from the floating island's past, the renegade scientist called Enerjack. Great, more text is hard to hell to read. Knuckles' ancestral heritage was one of duty and honor, or so you've been led to believe, but today, a threat to the floating island and all existence has unveiled the dark side of Echidna civilization. His role as guardian of the Chaos Emerald, long thought the noblest of the callings, is in truth atonement for the treachery of an ancestor who dared place himself above the greater good. The ancestor, the renegade Echidna scientist named Dimitri, has survived 1,000 years of imprisonment beneath Mount Fate and returned to work his evil will as Enerjack Harbinger. Fuck it. Bullshit. The streets are dire. Golly. But Knuckles is not alone. At his side stands Archimedes, the Fire Ant, ambassador of a race which shares a secret symbiotic relationship with the Echidnas. A ship dating back to the origin of the island, even though in theory their people are natural enemies. Now confronted by greater evil, Knuckles and this unlikely ally must apply the lessons of the past to the present, or there will be no future for any of them. Wasn't that swell? So this is Sandanopolis Zone, huh? Just the way I'd always pictured it. Because that was not him, that was supposed to be the ant, because I couldn't fucking tell. Whatever. You already know who wrote this issue, so I'm not going to bother reading extra credits when it comes. Only with more sand. Jack sure meant business when he exiled us here. It'll take days to cross to the outback, assuming we survive. Any bright ideas on how to do that, Gina? Keep our wits about us, look for food, and pray. Golly, here's Knuckles. Writes a passage. He doesn't find us first. These sandcrawler are the biggest I've ever seen. They're heat seekers, track their prey by its body heat. Uh-oh. Pop always said I was a hothead, but... Yo, Cecil, why not pick on a hotter tamale, eh? Archimedes, what do you think you're doing? Using myself as bait. Before you know it, this one's on the rocks. Oh, yeah, that's it. You think this is gonna be a giant fight? This kind of gets defeated pretty easily, and then it just cuts to night, and he has marshmallows. What? Huh? Okay, whatever. Yeah, that didn't make much sense. Alright. Archimedes, back at the Grand Conservatory, he said your people had pulled a chain of fat out of the fire, going as far back as the origin of the floating island. What do you mean by that? Good question, Guardian. You're not as hopeless as I thought. If you've learned anything, it's better to listen than to speak. Legends tell of a time when our island was land-bound and imperiled by a great white comet. How do I know? Because my people were there. In response to the threat, your Chin ancestors had concocted a daring plan to save their city. They gathered Chaos Emeralds and dumped them into the crystalline caverns beneath their city. The plan was to focus the gem's energies through the Chaos Chamber, negate the force of gravity, and physically uplift the Canopolis out of the harm's way flight path of the comet. An inspiring plan, one which never worked if we Fire Ants had to perform the groundbreaking ceremony. Golly, my ancestors granted our island, the freedom of the skies, freedom to enjoy this this very day. The first time we saved a chin of bacon. Or the last, decades later, technologists Edmund and Dimitri devised a method to return the island to the ground, since elite thought it was too dangerous to try. But that only served to goad the power-hungry and unstable Dimitri further. Driven mad by his own ambition, apparently we learned all this shit already, but we get retread of this bullshit. Driven mad by his own ambition, he uses the chaos weapon he and his brother designed, hit and drained the power of 11 of the island's 12 chaos emeralds into himself, and raised a dark tower as a monument to his treachery. Eating away at its foundation, my people collapsed the tower within itself, burning Dimitri beneath Mount Fate for all time. Or so we thought. Since then, we've always been there behind the scenes, lending a helping hand as needed, from generation to generation. That's why I've been testing you, to make sure you're up to the tasks that lie ahead. That Dimitri resurrected us. Enerjack captured us. He knows us here out of spite. Dimitri Enerjack was the most feared menace in recorded history, and he's had over 1,000 years to plan his revenge. We gotta get back to the Grand Conservatory before he sets those plans in motion. Excellent, with the Garden firing at dispatch, and their allies, the aptly named Chaotix, indisposed. I may effect my homecoming undisturbed, as long last. The former site of Canopolis, or should I say, they want the future site in Necronopolis. Golly. Does he laugh there? I guess I gotta laugh. Ha 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 ha. So hot. Need water and food. Mmm. Don't ever do that again. Knuckles. Huh? Who? Dad? You must be brave, my son. You must be very brave. The path of which lies ahead is a long and difficult one. Area can be defeated. The key to your present perils in your past. In our past, I meant to say. You come so far, too far to surrender to despair, especially when salvation waits beyond the next horizon. I don't believe it. A hidden oasis. That's enough rest and recreation for one day, Guardian. We're lucky to find this place. No, lucky nothing to do with it. Something or someone or something meant for us to reach. The oasis. It's gone. Well, it had to be there. That would explain those hot peppers I was eating. The splash of these backpacks. They're not a mirage. They must have come from somewhere or someone. Even if the oasis was a mirage, the city in front of us is as real as it gets. Golly, there's a mark. Airjack's been one busy echidna. He's recreating Canopolis into a dark, corruption reflection of ancient history. It's like one big maze. Any idea where to look for him? Well, if Demetrius is running true to form, he'll probably hold up in his new home, aka Airjack's Citadel. Oh, yo. Oh, yo. I had to do that because that's written there. I didn't feel good doing it, but it was there. And what are we waiting for? Wahoo! Apparently that's what Knuckles says is wahoo. Wahoo! The saddle is under attack. All units, converge. Holy. Crush, kill, destroy. Move, genius. Not every mecha is in the city is after us. Exactly. Well, won't do my distant great uncle the whole world good if they're out there and weren't here. Whew. Next time you pull a crazy stunt like that, give an A a little warning first. Sorry, something's not right. We gotten too far. I met with too little resistance. I thought Energy would have better defenses. Ow! Ugh! As a matter of fact, he does. Oh no. To get to Ad Energex, we have to fight the Chaotix. To be continued. Oh, here's a map of Necronopolis, formerly Canopolis. I'm not reading it. Oop, oop, sorry. I believe it's the last page. Yeah, that's the last page, guys. I'll let you guys read this page because is there anything interesting back here? I don't like it. Is there any stuff here? Nothing really. Okay, here you go. Here's the. I don't really feel like reading this because who cares? This is the end of the video. Goodbye. See you later.